Sergio Busquets, the shadow player, the action man of his team. Football at its finest. Few players have been able to leave their mark on their sport and transform their position like the Spaniard. The defensive midfielder has one of the best records in the history of Spanish football. Several times Spanish champion, several times Champions League winner, European champion, and world champion. The one-club man has excelled by virtue of his intelligence in the game and his exceptional passing and anticipation skills. The man who is often cited as one of the best midfielders in the world has long been underappreciated by the general public, even derided for his physique. Having become a role model for many, can he be considered the perfect sentinel? Following in the footsteps of his father, a former FC Barcelona goalkeeper, the young Sergio joined the Masia in 2005. At the famous Blaugrana training center, he progressed rapidly before joining the reserve team, then coached by a certain Pep Guardiola. Under the tutelage of the Catalan coach, Busquets discovered the professional world with the FC Barcelona B team. This was in 2007. Sergio doesn't know it yet, but his rise will coincide with that of his mentor, Guardiola. The former midfielder is set to take over as first-team coach from Frank Rijkaard, but he of course doesn't fail to bring along his young prodigy with him as well. Aware of his potential, Pep decided to make him number 6 in place of Yaya Touré. Despite his young age and determined to stay in the job, the Spaniard took his chance. It's simple. The Busquets effect is immediate and spectacular, so that the competition between the two players does not last long. In just a few games, the Spaniard became an essential part of the team's balance and pushed the Ivorian to leave Barca the following season. All notwithstanding, the Sabadell-born striker is a great asset to Guardiola's game plan. The Sabadell native enhances Guardiola's game plan by ensuring his team has total control of the ball. Better still, Busquets made a major contribution to Barca's unprecedented six-peat that year. Proof of his influence is the fact that at just 21 years of age, he was crowned Europe's best prospect, as well as the revelation of the season award in Spain. For the next few years, Sergio Busquets dominated European football. His coach, Pep Guardiola, would say that if he were to be reincarnated as a player, it would be Busquets. Despite all his successes and the recognition of the football world, the midfielder is strangely underestimated. One of the reasons for this is his atypical build. It has to be said that his physique is quite different from the other footballers of his time. Not very fast, nor even quite physically imposing, he compensates with an above-average understanding of the game. With Iniesta and Xavi, he has made the midfield his conquered land. His presence creates a defensive dimension that gives more freedom to the two creative players in front of him. A real launching pad for the famous tiki-taka, which he helped to popularize. Busquets impressed observers with his unique style, long copied but never matched. What is striking about the Sabadell native is how invisible he can be in a game, and yet how valuable he is. Every move, every touch is anticipated, calculated in advance. He always seems to be one step ahead and has no equal when it comes to body feints, false calls to let the ball go, and subtle deflections or effective rakes. More than anything else, he is admired for his uncommon vista. His keen eye and surgical passing skills allow him to find transmissions in impossible spaces. One of Busquets' trademarks is his fearsome bodywork, often suggesting that he is playing it safe horizontally when he is about to play it vertically to break a line. Against defensive backs, he is able to extend the game and find his strikers in depth. Above all, the Sentinel knows how to get out of opposing pressure play better than anyone else. Mentally and technically, he seems totally immune to pressure. And of course, all these characteristics are reflected in his defensive play. Anticipation and timing are the key words of this positioning tactician. The big number 5 can thus recover a lot of balls and be formidable with his head despite his poor jump. Equally valuable with and without the ball, he quickly became an unrivaled stalwart for Barca and La Roja. His history with the national team began in 2009. Shortly after their victory at the Euro, he immediately became a major part of the great Spanish team that ruled the world and Europe until 2012. However, whether with his country or with his club, Busquets has never shown with impressive goal or assist statistics. The playmaker excels in another area. In the last decade, and with a 91% success rate, Busquets has completed 23,014 passes, the most for any player in Europe's 5 major leagues, no more and no less. But that's not all. As proof of his control of the game and the threat he poses, between 2009 and 2019, he has been fouled no less than 841 times, the highest total for a midfielder in Europe. Beyond the stats, the main thing to remember is that the Spaniard has improved the Sentinel's position and modernized it. When in possession of the ball, he does not hesitate to break between his two central defenders, allowing his fullbacks to move up a notch and widen the game. His vision and touch do the rest. All his qualities have made him the custodian of the Blaugrana game, a football maestro who allows offensive elements like Lionel Messi to shine. Another side of Busquets that is less well known is his vice, a darker side, admittedly, but oh so decisive in tense moments. Subject to criticism and debate, he has elevated the science of the so-called intelligent mistake to an art form. Because yes, Busquets has a unique flair for knowing when to take a card to save his team from a goal, or the ability to get an opponent out of the game with his cunning. Barca's captain after the departure of Lionel Messi, Sergio Busquets remains an example for all footballers, an omen to the game and a delight to the eye. Busquets is the perfect embodiment of the intelligent, workaholic, technical player who first plays with his head before dazzling a stadium. Always surprising and fair in his play, he was able to modernize his position and demonstrate that football, beyond a simple sport, could be an art. For this, thank you, Sergio. Which player do you think would be Busquets' replacement in the sentinel position? Thank you for watching our video. If you liked it, don't hesitate to talk about our channel around you. Like, share, and subscribe. See you soon for a new video. Ciao!